Personality number 1, traits of those born on the 1st, 10th, 19th, and 28th of any month. To understand the characteristics of these people, it is important to determine under which planet they were born, which planet had the most influence on them, and this planet, or rather this star, is the Sun. The Sun is the only star in our solar system around which all other planets revolve. It is a huge star possessing powerful potential and immense strength. Of course, all of this has been inherited by our people in the number 1. These individuals also wish for the whole world around them to revolve like the sun, so that people, projects, the world, the universe all revolve around these individuals. They have a mentality of kings. These people are very impulsive. They possess strong will, a steely character. They are persistent, stubborn. They adore goals. They love to achieve these goals, and they cherish freedom, particularly in decision making. Therefore, we most often encounter them among businessmen, executives, leaders, strategists, politicians, and athletes. These professions are most favorable for them because they express themselves as leaders in these roles. They do not depend on anyone. They generally do not like to be dependent on others. They love freedom in all its manifestations, especially in actions. They enjoy acting independently. But since this is an enormous star, the sun around which everything revolves, they have an equally huge ego and great pride. In our world, there is a law, Newton's third law, which states that the force of action is equal to the force of reaction. The force of action is the leadership potential inherent in these people from birth. And indeed, the force of reaction is their ego, their pride. These people are often arrogant and self-centered. They are the ones who can step on others to achieve their goals. These are their negative qualities, especially if they do not develop their talents or abilities. These negative qualities will develop in them. And therefore, the first karmic task for these people is to learn to manage their ego, to learn to manage their pride. How can this be done? This will lead to their second task, the karmic task, which is to learn to serve people, because if we truly serve people, we lack pride, we lack our ego. It is important to learn this. And this will be the second karmic task for these people. The first task is to tame one's ego, to tame one's pride, to cope with it. And the second is to learn to serve people. How can we serve people? In order to learn to serve others, we need a goal. We need our goal to be humanitarian, to benefit the world, to benefit those around us. And a goal will help us. That is, the third karmic task for these individuals should be a true humanitarian, large-scale goal, the achievement of which will be met with gratitude from society and people. We'll change this world, and the world will be glad for it. Any other small goals, earning $1 million, are trivial. These goals come from pride, from the ego, they come from the mind. You need to set goals from your soul. What do you truly and genuinely want? What will help these people achieve their goals? The first is, of course, spiritual practices. The more contact you have with your soul, the more you meditate, contemplate, engage in breathing practices or yoga. All of this will help you achieve your goals, help you tame your pride, help you tame your ego. Therefore, it is especially important for these individuals to engage in spiritual practices. The second point, what else can help these people? Writing will help these individuals. It is simply important for them to write a letter to themselves. You can do it twice a week or 3 times a week. Just write, ask yourself a question. Who am I? Who was I born as? Why was I born? What is my true purpose? What do I want the most? What would I do if I had $1 million? How would I spend it? What would I be doing? Who am I? What benefit can I bring? Here are my talents. Just write, ask yourself questions, and answer these questions yourself. The main thing is to do all of this in writing, because when we write, our subconscious is activated. We enter this flow, and we can find very interesting insights for ourselves. That's why it's important to write. Spiritual practice will help these people. And of course, writing will definitely help them. What will happen if these people suddenly do not realize or use their natural potential? Then this potential will start to develop negatively. It is called development in a negative quality. In a negative quality, pride will begin to develop in these people, ego will start to develop, and they will acquire character traits such as vanity, egocentrism, arrogance, haughtiness, rejection of criticism, despotism, and dominance. And all of this will not help achieve success. Why? Because people find it unpleasant to work with such a person. People find it unpleasant to collaborate with someone who only thinks of themselves, who steps on others' heads for their own goals. Therefore, to achieve success, it is very important for you to develop in a positive quality and fulfill your main karmic tasks, especially in taming your ego and pride. What else is critically important for these people to achieve success faster? It is important for them to do nothing with their own hands. They have a mentality of kings, and kings do not do anything with their own hands. They do not cook dinner for themselves instead of the cook. They do not lay the road instead of the worker. All of this is done by their people. It is also important for them to do nothing instead of their employees. It is important for them to give instructions, but never does anything instead of them. It is important to develop their leadership potential, which they have from birth, and at the same time, it is important to develop this leadership potential with love, kindness, and care for people. What natural stone can help them? A ruby will help them. If they feel, for example, that they have little leadership potential, that they have little of this driving force inside, little fire, then they can buy a ruby, a good natural ruby for a ring on the index finger. Notice that many Roman emperors had such a ring, but be careful. If you feel that you are becoming too arrogant, that you are playing too much with power, then you will need to take it off. Now let's look at specific people born on the 1st, because 1 is different from 10. 10 has a 0. It is also different from 19, which has a 9. From 28, it is completely different. There are 2 other digits that also give 1, also provide leadership potential, but they are also influenced by other digits. As for the personality number 1, it is the purest energy, without the admixture of other digits. Your consciousness is characterized by clarity. You have a young soul. You have only recently been born. This is likely one of your first incarnations on this planet. You have few fluctuations and a lot of determination to move forward and take action. It is very important for you to realize yourself as a leader in this life. You cannot stay in negativity for long. Forgive people more often. Understand that few are ready to accept you and your authoritative temperament, and that is okay. It is worth paying attention to the development of skills, generosity or determination, setting goals. It is important for you to have a global goal that will illuminate your path like a lantern. This is regarding people born on the 1st day. Now let's look at the characteristics of people born on the 10th. Due to the presence of 0 in your date, you tend to nullify your achievements. 0 means nullification. It nullifies. You often strive for something, for certain heights, and then, bam, you nullify and start over from the very beginning. You are used to taking and tearing apart this project, starting a new project, and diving headfirst into it. And that is why your main comedic task is to stop rejecting your past achievements. Value your experience. Learn from it. It is also important to learn to work with the negativity in your life, because you may have more of this negativity than other ones. Find joy within yourself and look at the world positively. You have a wonderful ability to start new projects. Start these projects like lightning. And within you, there is literally a surge of leadership energy and a desire, a drive to be a winner. Make sure to set your goals and you will achieve 100% success. Just keep pushing until you reach it. Don't turn back until you break through. Always bring your tasks to a logical conclusion. So people born on the 19th, here, 2 numbers also influence, which are 1 and 9. 1 and 9 are purely with the maximum amount of energy. 9s are generally the most extraordinary people with a huge amount of energy. So, a person has a connection, a 1, a huge amount of energy, a 9, a huge amount of energy, and in total, this also gives a 1, also a huge amount of energy. What does this mean? You always need to find a way to release your energy. Sports should always be a constant part of your life. Ideally, engage in sports 4-5. times a week. Discipline. Perhaps run some marathons. Engaging in extreme sports is also good. Any exhausting cardio workouts will only benefit you, because it is important for you to learn to manage this energy. If you do not learn to manage this energy, it will start to destroy you. You may have some tendencies towards alcohol or other addictions, and you will be unhappy because of this. There can be physical illnesses, you may just break your body, or you may develop chronic diseases. Therefore, it is important for you to direct this energy towards some projects or towards sports, towards discipline, so that you are always in shape. Learn to manage your energy and direct it to serve people for the sake of society. You cannot be subdued. This is true because you are the most freedom-loving person, dependent in your decisions and actions. Great potential. You have excellent, simply magnificent potential for global goals, for global projects that will be related to serving people. Let's also consider the number 28. It is interesting as well. People born on the 28th, because you do not have the energy of 1 at the very beginning, but you have it when you add the numbers 2 and 8. Therefore, the presence of the numbers 2 and 8 makes you the softest and most diplomatic leader among all people with the number 1. You are the softest diplomatic leader. You understand people because the 2 is about understanding. You have a great understanding of people and can create teams that you will lead towards global goals. To engage in large-scale projects, you are inclined towards cooperation, diplomacy, understanding, and are more receptive to others' opinions. That is, pride has less influence on you, and your ego is smaller than that of the other ones. You are hard-working, ready to work to the maximum, giving your all. It is important for you, one of your karmic tasks, to learn to trust people, to understand people, dive deep into them, check them thoroughly, feel them, and then you will achieve any of your goals. This is everything regarding people with the personality number 1. In the next video, we will look at the personality number 2,